How is everyone? Our next assignment in Honors Art and Design is called this again. It's day 2, which means Conte. You just got yourself your photorealistic charcoal drawing from a photograph, but our goal is to get away from photography. It served its purpose. This is probably one of the only things I've ever done that I like. It's Clint Eastwood. It's 10 years old. Happy birthday to Clint there. I should have made a little paper hat. It was done from a photograph in a grad portraiture class, right? I don't know where the photograph is. I don't care where the photograph is. You have access to your photograph, but to use your photograph from here on out would be deceitful. Deceitful means lying, tricking. Right, no one would ever do that. I like your reaction, aghast that anyone would do that. Even though this was Conte, just in the interest of time, you're using Conte now, but just pretend that's charcoal. So you're gonna just perhaps modify your process from before, or perhaps go exactly with where you were the last time, but it's just you're using your reference, or your reference now is your drawing that you had. So it's like some shapes might stand out a little bit more than they did initially, and you might be responding to some a little differently. Like already I feel like this is the cartoony version of that. It's stylized. This is large scale just so you could see it. But you're gonna, I think in the interest of time, you should work at the same scale. You had 2 days to do your hyper-realistic drawing. You have just today to do this one. Where we're headed with this is tomorrow. I think we have class tomorrow. Tomorrow you would be working with ink wash. So you'd be doing your ink wash drawing based on what you do today. Then based on your ink wash drawing, you would be moving to medium of choice, and you would slow down and you'd add the entire 3 classes next week. The catch is you're only working from your ink wash, so you cannot revisit your photography. The idea is that we use reality to inform our decisions, but then we start to use our design sensibility and our own style and interest to maybe develop something that is a little bit more than reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you find stylization? How do you go from looking at a bottle in a glass to bottle in a glass, that cubist sculpture, right? The preliminary drawing in that series, I probably should show you, but you can end up seeing like where that what do you call it? That sculpture came from. It was informed by the preliminary drawings, plural, even though we only looked at one, or we didn't look at any. There is one that I've looked at that we've seen. It came from multiple drawings. So this was just with the pure contact. You might decide that that's how you're approaching it. That's totally up to you. Because again, our goal is no longer necessarily realism, but if you want to shoot for that, fine. But things are going to bend and slip away from you, and that's okay. What I did on one of my little test ones the other day was almost like an H.A. Rey, like Curious George inspired thing, which was like using just bars of tone to establish where the shadows are. Some of you have either are in drawing one with me now or have been, and we do the vertical attachment thing. It's like that, except it's not as like adherent to the form. So like, I can already see how what I'm doing with this blurring might lend itself to ink wash tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Good luck. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in person, or you can email me, and you can always refer back to this video as necessary. All right, see you tomorrow.